Casa Grande City Council meeting to order. This is June 3rd, 2019. And do we have anybody from the EAM group here today? Anybody want to volunteer to do the invocation? Bob, would you mind?
Yeah.
All right, please join us in the pledge and invocation.
Dear Lord, we ask for you to be with us here tonight as we handle the business of the city. Please bless us with wisdom to make decisions, with courage to make the hard decisions, and with faith in you to guide us as such. Please watch over our first responders here and across the country. Please watch over our armed services, especially those serving overseas and that are in harm's way. We ask this in the name of your Son, Jesus Christ. Amen.
Amen.
Amen. Please join me in the pledge. I pledge allegiance to the flag of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you, Bob. Thank you, Don. The roll call show that everyone's here except Mr. Would someone like to?
I so
Should we have
move
an
to
excuse?
excuse Mr. Herman.
Second?
Okay, moved and seconded to excuse Mr. Matt Herman. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Okay. Gloria, please note Matt's not here and he is excused.
Mayor McFarland, regarding the minutes, I would move that we approve the City Council regular meeting minutes from May 20th as presented, and that we accept for the record the Police Personnel Retirement Board minutes from February 14th and the Fire Personnel Retirement Board from February 28th as they're presented.
Second?
It's been moved and seconded to approve the minutes. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Okay, minutes are approved. Claims against the city?
Move to accept claims against the city for May 15th through May 28th, 2019.
Second.
It's been moved and seconded to approve the claims. Item D1, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Okay, claims are approved. Meeting agenda approval. I think we have one item, Larry, that you want to pull off?
Yes, Mr. Mayor and council members, if you would please remove item G5 under the consent agenda from tonight's council agenda. Yeah, we have a correction that we need to make, and we'll be bringing it back to mayor and council at the next council meeting.
I was going to pull that off for discussions.
Okay, any other changes to the meeting agenda? All right, seeing none, then I'll entertain a motion to approve it as corrected or changed.
I move for approval of the consent agenda as presented with correction of G5.
And I would like to withdraw G1.
You want to pull G1 out?
Pull G1 for discussion.
We're still on item E, the meeting agenda approval.
Okay.
Second.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, we haven't talked about the consent agenda yet.
Okay.
All right, it's been moved and seconded to approve the meeting agenda with the change as noted. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Okay, so the agenda is approved. No special presentations. Next item is consent agenda. All items listed with an asterisk are considered routine matters and will be enacted by one motion, one roll call vote of the council. There'll be no further separate discussion on these items unless a council member or member of the public so requests, in which event the item will be removed from the consent agenda and considered in its normal sequence of the agenda. Now, Mr. Powell.
I would move to withdraw and discuss G1.
Okay. Any other changes? All right, seeing none, then can I get a roll call vote, please, Gloria?
We still need a motion and
Oh, motion. All right, sorry.
I
was gonna move right along here.
With the exception of G1 and G5.
Second?
All right. It's been moved and seconded. Now can I get a roll call vote, please?
Yes.
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 Yes. All right, then go back to G1.
Mayor McFarland, the reason I wanted to pull G1 is to point out how much benefit we get from the Native Americans communities that are around us here, and authorized to submit a grant at Casa Grande Rotary, 10,000, Community Action Resources, 53,000, Pinell Hispanic, 5, St. Anthony's Padua, 134, the Museum of Casa Grande, 749, City of Casa Grande, 10,000, City of Casa Grande, 50,000, City of Casa Grande, 40,000, City of Casa Grande, 15,425, and City of Casa, 86,785. So those are the ones that we have submitted, and hopefully we will get most of those paid. But they really go out of their way, and I know they seem to like us here in Casa Grande, and I just think it's really important to realize, as I say, how much they do give, and all the different, and the other thing I think that's important to point out is a lot of communities only do it for the city. They don't take organizations within the community. We have left that door open for as long as we've been doing this, Larry, pretty much, huh? And so organizations in the community, which some of them I mentioned, have the opportunity to get their bid in to be considered, and a lot of them, I think the Cesar Chavez, I think, receives something almost every year because they support it. And so I just, that's the only reason I did. I just wanted to.
Anybody else have any comments on it? Mr. Powell, would you like to make a motion then to approve?
Yeah, I move to approve resolution number 5177 as presented.
Second. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Can I get a resolution number, please?
Hey, Gloria, can you give us a resolution?
Did I get you in trouble?
Resolution number 5177, a resolution of the council of the city of Casa Grande, Arizona, authorizing the submission of proposition grant applications to the Tohono O'odham Nation on behalf of various agencies for the purpose of benefiting the general public for fiscal year 2019-20, authorizing the city manager to execute grant agreements with the Tohono O'odham Nation for any grants awarded to the agencies, authorizing the city finance director to accept and disperse funds as necessary, and authorizing the transfer of budget authority.
I again move approval of resolution number 5177 as presented.
Second.
Okay, it's been moved and seconded. Gloria, can I get a roll call vote, please?
Councilmember Huddleston.
Yes.
Councilmember Fitzgibbons.
Yes.
Councilmember Cortzen.
Yes.
Councilmember Powell.
Yes.
Mayor Pro Tem McBride.
Yes.
Mayor McFarland.
Yes. All right, next item on the agenda is H, is comments. So at this point, I will open the floor to public comments. Please, if you do approach the lectern, give us your name and your address, and try and keep your comments to 3 minutes, please.
Good evening, Mayor, council members. John McGuire, 941 East Penny Lane. I can tell the mayor's in a very big hurry to get through this tonight, and we have a short agenda, so I'll try to be as quick as I can. But I haven't been up here in a while, so a few quick things. First of all, I'd like to welcome Harold Kitching back to our unanimous trio of us that are here at most of the meetings with Joanne and Dave and myself. So it's good to see him back, and his health is good. Second, I'm going to talk about signs a little bit. The first one is the mayor's wife, as a matter of fact, just posted a picture of the new signs along I-10 between the rest area and 185. So those are in place, and they look great. And
Stole my
oh, I'm sorry, man. I didn't know.
Not John.
Nothing to say on comments.
But it's all, she posted it, not me. And then the
Okay,
third.
he didn't say that, man.
Yeah, just forget about it. The third one is another sign that was a little bit more controversial over the weekend, but I did want to get you the feedback that I have received on our, for lack of a better word, discouraged panhandling signs that have been placed in a few places in town. Other than a slight technical issue that the Public Works Assistant Director is going to take care of that made the website a little bit hard to read because of the way they were posted. Lots and lots of feedback in social media about that this weekend, those being up. Of course, there's a lot of people that are very against it and have their various views that we shouldn't be stopping this, et cetera. But in the overall, my opinion is that it's about 85+% of people are supportive of the action and understand that it's just a piece of the overall solution, and that the idea here is not to be heartless and not help people, but it is to stop a certain activity, that being panhandling. And I tried to make that as clear as I could. It's not always easy, but I was trying to continue to portray that as the reasoning, and not because the city wants to be hard-nosed on people that are hurting. But just did want to give you that feedback. I know you can't comment on it right now or anything, but it was quite the topic of discussion over the last couple of days, but I think overall it was very well received that action was taken. So thank you.
Thank you, John. Anyone else in the audience like to address the council? Okay, seeing none, then I'm going to close the floor and move on to item I and I1. Ordinance 3136.
Yes, thank you, Mayor and Council. Staff is recommending the Mayor and City Council authorize the city manager to enter into a 3-year contract with Artistic Land Management for parks, median, and right-of-way maintenance within defined areas in the city of Casa Grande. In addition, the staff recommends accepting one of the ad alternates listed and include the maintenance of the recreation center grounds in the agreement. For years, the city of Casa Grande has contracted out our parks, median, and right-of-way maintenance. We have found that privatizing this portion of certain landscape maintenance is a cost-effective way within certain areas of the park's inventory. Park staff will continue to perform project work, electrical and irrigation repair maintenance, vandalism, taller tree trimming, and other more highly technical things. The contractor will perform routine maintenance, mowing, tree trimming, weed and trash abatement in the certain defined areas. The process that we followed, we advertised an RFP in early spring of 2019. 4 companies attended the pre-bid meeting, 3 local companies. 3 companies only chose to submit proposals, and we decided to interview the lowest 2 proposals, and they were selected or interviewed by a qualified panel on May 2nd. Artistic Land Management from Chandler is recommended by this panel to be the best and most responsive proposal. It's a well-established company with over 21 years of experience providing these type of services to municipalities. They did represent the lowest price annually by $65,750. In addition, their ad alternate price was nearly $7,000 lower than the next best proposal. They do provide a very good management team to oversee the crews. They provide necessary training and documentation and met all the needs of the RFP. The term of the contract is an initial 3-year term with 2 additional 1-year extensions available. The total price for the RFP in year 1 is $199,670. We did submit that into the budget that we reviewed with you at the latest budget retreat. It includes $191,000 in the regular RFP and the ad alternate of $7,824. At this time, I would stand for questions.
Mr. Powell.
The 2% a year, the accelerator, is that just because of inflation, or how do you figure? I know that it grows each year through the 3 years.
Sure. What we requested in the proposals was year 1, 2, and 3, and this is what they proposed. Obviously, they're factoring in cost of inflation or any other necessary factors. We didn't ask them to define that increase. We just asked them to list it in our chart.
One of the things I think was the most important thing I read is the prices listed represent a cost savings of $72,000 annually compared to the next lowest proposal.
And that was a key factor. Not only could they provide the services that we requested, and they have a lot of experience, obviously that gives them the best and lowest proposal that we interviewed.
Are they hiring local people then to do this?
Correct. Their plan is to, Actually, a couple of their employees live in Casa Grande. So hopefully those folks won't have to drive as far to work.
That isn't their first rodeo here either, is it?
I do not believe so. I think they have a small presence here in town, but they have been providing municipalities work for a long time.
Okay. Lisa?
And just to follow up, Dick, of course, it's disappointing when you see the local business that didn't get this bid, but, we went through the process, and when it's $75,000 a year, that's a big difference. So, if it's a small percentage, I'm sure there was something, right? So, but it was disappointing to see that our local business, didn't get it. But hopefully they'll, come back in and be a little more competitive next time, so.
Okay. Anybody else have any other questions or comments? Okay. Thank you, Steve.
Thank you.
Can I get an ordinance number, please, Gloria?
Ordinance number 3136, an ordinance of the Council of the City of Casa Grande, Arizona, accepting a bid from Artistic Land Management to provide landscape maintenance services beginning in FY 2019-20, authorizing expenditure of public funds as budgeted annually, including an initial amount not to exceed $199,670, and authorizing the execution of a contract.
Mayor McFarland, I move for the adoption of ordinance number 3136 as presented.
Second.
It's been moved and seconded. Gloria, can I get a roll call vote, please, on ordinance 3136?
Councilmember Huddleston.
Yes.
Councilmember Fitzgibbons.
Yes.
Councilmember Cortson.
Yes.
Councilmember Powell.
Yes.
Mayor Pro Tem McBride.
Yes.
Mayor McFarland.
Yes. All right. So we're on the home stretch here. The last item left is item N, which is reports. And I'm going to start with you, Bob.
Okay.
You're over there by yourself.
Thank you.
You can do Mance at the same time.
Just one small item. I was able to attend the high school graduation a couple weeks ago, and my niece that lives with us was graduating, so it was quite a great evening for us. But I didn't realize till I got there that it was the 100th graduating class of Casa Grande Union High School. And I know we have several alumni on the council here, but they even recognized everybody, asked all the previous graduates to stand up and be recognized. So anyway, a little bit of hometown pride, very, very enjoyable. That's all.
Okay, great. Mr. Powell?
Several of you may get a kick out of this. I went to the Global Leadership Coalition that was at the Renaissance, and it was very interesting, and the featured speaker was Christian Cinema. And Mayor Kate Gallego also spoke. And I realized I was probably in a different crowd. But I'll tell you what, it was really good. There's a lot of people internationally that are both Republican and Democrat that belong to this. It's something that was good. And I've always liked Cinema's view of being able to work across the aisle and not being pushed into a decision unless she thinks it's the best one. So, as I say, you could have giggled at me if you'd have seen me there, but I was fine with it, and it turned out good. And I did want to hear her speak, and she did a very good job. The other thing I would just say is Larry, we just brought together the financial results of the Cowboy Days and Odom Tosh, and basically we've done very well this year, and we were able to get the new bleachers paid for, and the new bucking chutes paid for, and the new work behind them paid for. So it was a good year, and if we didn't have Larry to help guide us financially, I don't know what we'd do. So
Thank you.
thank you.
Donna?
Just a couple quick things. We had a meet and greet today for the Casa Grande Alliance. Bob Sjogren started his tenure as executive director, so we're about that because we're going to be working on doing a number of things here in the community. And then I also wanted to mention this Saturday, anyone interested in volunteering with the city or the police department, they're having kind of a meet and greet from 9 to noon at the community center for anybody that's interested in volunteering. So go out and find out how you can get involved with the city. That's it.
Mary?
One thing I want to say is there's never a good time to do our roads. If it's in the summer and you have to wait, I'm just asking folks to have patience while we get our roads taken care of, and we do a pretty darn good job about getting them done fairly quickly, so there's not too much interruption. And that I also want to thank the United Way for presentation. You know, I've always taken them for granted and never really knew until tonight the depth and the many areas that they do, and I was really impressed with that and wanted to thank them for that. Really want to say I visited the community center today, and it was just, I mean, the parking lot was full. I think the most fun was watching the teen room. That glass wall that they have is great. I think the kids feel like they're part of it, but they still have their own spot. Kids were doing all sorts of things. They were playing pool. They were on the playing video games. But what was really nice was watching, especially the boys, just talking, just hanging out, talking. While I was there, a couple of boys came in with it was like rolls of coins to pay for their daily, hopefully they'll get a regular membership. And then they just went in to hang out with their buddies. And to me, that was one of the components that I really wanted to see part of our recreation and community center. And it's really awesome.
Mm-hmm.
Great. Lisa?
Not much, but as we all know, summer's in full swing. And so, you know, there's so many activities going on. So the community service department, thank you for rec center, but all the different activities. This is obviously that time of year. But I did want to remind the community just to remember to shop local, you know, to keep going to some of these restaurants. You know, this is a tough time for a lot of our restaurants. You know, with the winter visitors gone, and they struggle. We have a couple that just opened. You know, the coffee shop downtown is a great coffee shop. There's a new bakery on Cottonwood that's wonderful. I encourage you all to go there. But you know, just remember that this is a tough time for everyone. So just continue to go to and retail. Obviously, the retail stores. Don't go to Phoenix. Don't go to Chandler Mall. Stay here. So, but that's it for me.
I second that.
Mm-hmm.
Great, thank you.
I would say one other thing. I've got a granddaughter I take to the Boys and Girls Club her eyes are this big. She's really happy to be there and has a good time, and so it's a lot better than sitting around in the summertime and not having any structured activity. So we're really thankful for it.
All right. Well, just a couple things on my list of things. One, I attended the 2 Memorial Day events last week on Memorial Day. One was out at the Grande Gardens Memorial Park, which was really nice celebration out there and memorial. And then also another one at Mission Royale. They had the first time ever Memorial Day celebration and lunch at Mission Royale. So it was nice to see everybody out. And John stole my thunder because I was going to let everybody know that the I-10 signs that I mentioned last time actually were put up today.
Oh, today.
They were put up today.
I didn't notice them last week.
No, they were put up this morning. My wife was actually heading to Phoenix, and she called all excited. She goes, "You'll never believe it. You'll never believe it.
Yay.
They're putting up the signs."
I didn't see him, and I thought, boy, the mayor's going to be mad.
That's
So,
great.
we did do the ribbon cutting actually for the new bakery over on Cottonwood. So if you get a chance, get over there. Amazing food. He's actually was the pastry chef at the Biltmore, so he knows his stuff. Cakes, wedding cakes, bear claws that are to die for.
Muffins,
pastry. No donuts. He doesn't do donuts, but he makes some awful good other stuff, cookies and things like that. No donuts, yeah.
No donuts.
And you didn't bring any samples, huh?
I ate them all.
Oh,
He's gonna come.
I did take some, but I ate them all.
to the July meeting.
Yeah, and just a reminder, the Alliance is in a new location. We were there today for Bob Sjogren, but they're in the administrative building in front of CGMS now.
The old middle school.
The old middle school
The old middle school
offices.
office.
So it's, they moved from the other office to this office, but it's really nice. They did a nice job on it. Donna helped. And then also want to give a shout out too for Career Camp Day, or actually it's 3 days. It's the 3rd through the 6th. Started today and ends on Thursday, and it's at Saguaro CGMS at their building. So, and I'll be attending presentation there at 1:30 on Thursday, just kind of as they're part of the wrap-up. And that's pretty much all I've got.
I have one more important thing.
Mr. Powell?
The Memorial Day speech that the mayor gave was really, really good. Probably one of the best ones, if not the best, that was made. A lot of research, a lot of facts, a lot of history. Really, when he started off, he told everybody he'd been authorized 30 minutes.
30 minutes.
And the people sitting in front of me went, boo, you know. And then I told him, I said, you should never give a mayor a microphone. But he did a good job, and I just wanted I was very proud of the speech he gave.
Good.
Thank you. Thank you, Mr. Powell. All right, anybody else? Any other comments? I have one last bit of business. Mr.
Oh, yes.
Raines,
That's right.
would you please come down?
Yeah, hey, we got you.
They want you to come.
Can you get by?
I don't know. No.
We did get it.
Cake from there?
You mean work?
Donna, look at the cake I got. Did you see it?
They were closed today, or I went to get him his stuff.
All right, so everybody doesn't know it, but Larry's 30th anniversary work is today or tomorrow? Tomorrow. It's tomorrow. So the council want to give you a card, thank you, and a cake.
We surprised you.
Can everybody see it?
No.
Oh, man.
Nice.
Thank you. Thanks, everyone.
Thank you, Larry.
I'm only 31.
Yeah, you.
We hire toddlers.
You're pro tem, you can smack it. Meeting adjourned.
No, you have to give them at least 40